Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back to the Forlight Podcast, a weekly show of gaming news, and all things entertainment related. I'm your host for this evening, Ethan, alongside my co-hosts.
I'm Leighton.
I'm Aiden.
And I am David.
He was a little late there. He's responding to chat.
I am responding to chat specifically because they said they wanted me to show my stickers, and I do want to show my stickers, so I want to say that. So
also, for the record, I just want to put it out there. This is not for chat, but this is for us. Whenever we do something like that, we should have a specific point where we cut off. That way, for the editor, it's like, okay, here's the beginning of this portion. Here's the end. Done. Clearly, it's not over yet because two people are laughing about something. Three people are laughing about something.
I thought it was Emmy for a second. I'm like, yes, Emmy!
Emmy and Pelagian, if you guys see, because you guys just got that notification, if you see that person ever come back in the chat, just make sure you time them out immediately.
No, please don't do that. That's such a dick move.
But yeah, no. Where were we? We need to go into our first topic.
Okay, no, look. So
You're
now,
the host,
no. So here's
Let's
what we do.
redo it. Start from the beginning.
Should I?
Well, not with mics on and
no,
stuff.
Okay.
Okay, and restart.
Hey, beautiful
We
people.
should also probably close the windows. I'm sorry I interrupted, but they're
you're
really
right,
fucking
you're right,
loud.
Dude, it's gonna get so fucking hot in here.
It's
but yeah.
already burning up. Sorry, guys, for more interruptions, but
we're 20 minutes in.
There are
This is bad.
There are 18 plus no word people outside right now being idiots. So yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of people outside. It's almost
Guys,
finals week.
it's
so
gotten to
people are,
80 degrees, and I'm kind of freaking out. That's a little too hot for my blood.
So,
What do you mean by that?
another person just joined the chat. I'm worried it's one of them, but it's okay.
Okay, and
Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back to the Forlight Podcast, a weekly show about gaming news, and all things entertainment related. I'm your host, Ethan, and I'm joined by my co-hosts.
I'm Leighton.
I'm Aiden.
And I'm David.
So, a little bit of housekeeping, as always, is you can find us anywhere you stream podcasts, such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon Music at the Forlight Podcast. Actually, I think it's at Forlight Podcast. So
At Forlight Podcast,
Forlight Podcast. And you can find us visually on YouTube 1 week after each episode has aired on Twitch. Hopefully. Now, we go hopefully with there because a lot of our last episodes have been late. But that's
This week we get a pass because all of us have finals.
Yes.
True. And a thing that
me.
we're probably going to be repeating into our housekeeping kind of script, I guess, is that our Sunday streams are our podcast, kind of like professional streams. We're going to try to keep it more professional as to keep companies who may join in and see us. They don't want to see kind of chat interaction as much. That is disrupting from the flow and stuff. Yeah. So we're going to try to keep it just the four of us talking, having that conversation, and then if there is a chat, we'll be kind of monitoring it. Aiden is as well. We'll be able to tell if there's audio issues. But if you do want to be more direct with us, you can always find us Mondays and Tuesdays. More Mondays than Tuesdays. We don't really do Tuesday streams as often. But Mondays we play Magic, and Tuesdays we play games. So, yeah, that's basically it. We can go into our first topic here. So to get us into our first topic, everyone has probably been hearing, or if you're kind of up to date with gaming stuff and things that are just coming out in the entertainment industry, Redfall released. A game that was very hyped. It was in the Xbox Developers Direct. It was talked about for years. It was worked on for years. Blah, 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 blah. It was published by Bethesda. Actually, it was published May 2nd. So last Tuesday. We're recording on May 7th. And it was very apparent immediately, even the days before, when the team that worked on this game, I think it's called Arcane Austin.
No, it's Arcane Studios. They made Prey and shit.
Arcane Austin Studios.
Yeah.
Yes. But they released that some fixes for frame rate issues, such as console releases on day one were going to be locked at 30 FPS for this game, and it was just a sudden, oh, this is a little weird. This is released by Bethesda, like published by Bethesda.
This was
strange.
This was such an oh shit moment that I'm reading here. The Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer actually had to come out and be like,
"Oh yeah, no,
sorry guys, we did pretty fucking horribly there. I apologize. Creative freedoms, but sorry." Yeah,
it's funny, honestly, because it's honestly a little interesting. Granted, the fact that he came out and he talked about this game, but we'll get into that a little bit later. Talking about Redfall, just so viewers can know if you haven't been up to date with Redfall. Redfall was a action adventure game, first person. It was first person, and it was basically going to be this experience where you're playing as one of 4 investigators or people locked in the town of Redfall, where a slew of vampires have blocked out the sun and caused you to be not able to leave, and the entire world's basically going to shit because the sun's blocked out, and they're going to take over, blah blah blah, kill the vampires, etc. And
I'm sorry to interject.
Yes.
That is such a goofy ass thing.
Yeah.
That is so. Oh, that sounds like literally a Johnny Test episode.
Dude,
vampires decided to block out the sun.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
hey, you know who else did that? Skyrim. So it's not the first time we've seen Bethesda do something with blocking out the sun.
steal the moon.
What's so weird
From
though,
a logical standpoint, okay, I understand it, but
How the fuck does that make sense from a logical standpoint? What?
well, no, because
they
it's
don't like
they
the
don't
sun.
like the sun.
They burn in
So
the
they
sun.
block it out so they
block
can
it out.
constantly
block
live.
out the sun.
Just put a dome over it if you can.
I
So,
don't know
hey-
how they do it. I think it's like a spell that just literally blocks the sun. I don't fucking.
Okay,
I could probably look it up.
Okay,
but
so here, I'll do you one better. Fire a fucking arrow into the sun to
Shut
block
up.
it out.
This isn't Skyrim.
Yeah, except Skyrim has Serana, so.
I think honestly, though, Bethesda, this experience. What our first topic here today is kind of just what we are learning from the Redfall release. What happened after Redfall was that it released. It had horrible bug issues. The AI was not intelligent in any way.
Oh my god, it was so bad.
There was frame rate issues, quality of life issues. This wasn't some Cyberpunk 2077 release or No Man's Sky release. This was something in its own. It's the worst rated video game on Steam right now.
Dude,
I believe
that's fucked.
Well, probably AAA title.
Well, yeah,
there's worse
AAA,
rated
of course,
video games.
of course.
But
But what gets rated on Steam outside of games that are indie developer, only 5 people have played the game?
Yeah, no,
large
there was
audiences.
hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of views on Steam, and it has a 23%. Yeah,
That is so
it
bad.
It is
So-
atrociously bad. And
Ethan, I do have a question. What went wrong? And I'm sorry to cut you off, Hayden. Yeah.
I actually know what went wrong. So
If you want to take it, go for it.
please.
Well, do you want to know what specifically went wrong?
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me everything.
Bugs. All the bugs I know. The biggest, well, one, more of a widespread issue. The world was empty.
Yes.
There was no Breath of the Wild. You go to places. There's an outpost on every corner, so you're always interested. You're always getting treasure. You're always going to shrines. There's nothing. You go to everything is a fetch quest, and there's nothing in between.
So there's zero substance.
There's
I
no
have-
substance.
That
at
is
all.
my biggest gripe with games that are supposed to be open world. It's that, sure, have it open world, but that's going to take infinitely more time and effort to develop a game that's good open world versus just open world. For example, Pokemon Legends Arceus. Completely goddamn empty. I mean, you could have Pokemon, sure, but that's not gonna intrigue a person who's just trying to wander around, find new Pokemon.
I wonder, bouncing off the emptiness, a game that we just recently talked about, Ghostwire Tokyo, it played off... Actually, did Bethesda release Ghostwire?
Let me check.
Hold on. I think that might be Bethesda.
Keep talking. I'll do it.
But a thing that they played off with Ghostwire, and it will be interesting, Bethesda released it.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking weird, because now we're looking at a state of, Bethesda was able to... Because from a Ghostwire Tokyo standpoint, the game that we talked about last week, the concept of Ghostwire Tokyo is this evil guy comes into Japan and basically the entire world, and rips everybody out of their bodies, their souls, and then the streets of Tokyo are gone. You're the main character. You're going around the streets. And so, like, there was a kind of excuse for the world being so empty and not a lot of things going on.
But that feels kind of like I mean, I get it. That's, like, the point of the game, but that also kind of feels like a cop-out.
Well, like, I wonder if it's, like... Because at that point,
Maybe
now we're looking at Redfall, both published by the same thing. We're looking at, like, what if Redfall didn't get that... they didn't have a good cop-out excuse.
Yeah.
Ghostwire did. Redfall didn't. And, like, also, we're talking about a game that originally intended to be, like, a town in Maine that is corrupted by, like, these vampire hordes, like, giant nests that you'd be able to come in and, like, fight vampires. And
the
be
Game
so cool.
Awards, was it? Was
I
the
think
Game
so,
Awards
yeah.
or
No,
Xbox Direct?
Xbox Developers Direct.
I think it was both. I think we saw Redfall.
They didn't show it at
Are you sure?
Air. Yeah, I am sure.
Well, we saw it. We were watching it. We're like, this looks awesome. 4-player co-op with, like, zombie nest raids, like, where we could go in and destroy, like, a nest worth of vampires, and it would have, like, actual ramifications for the world. And, like, we could slowly, like, build our own thing with all of our friends. It sounded awesome. Like, I was low-key excited for it as just a game I could play with you guys. But seeing all of the gameplay on TikTok and on Instagram and everywhere else it's genuinely sad.
Yeah.
Like, another huge issue, the AI is some of the stupidest enemy AI I've ever seen. It's so bad.
Doom
Eternal?
1. No,
The
Doom 1. Like, the original Doom has smarter AI than the AI in Redfall.
Oh my
No,
god.
dude, the enemies in Redfall sometimes just don't realize that you exist. You can, like, regardless of difficulty, you walk straight up to them and they can't see you. You crouch under something, they can't get you.
So
They can't hit you, they can't come after you,
And it's
they
like
can't
a show
anything.
of... That just, like, blows my mind where, like, we get releases afterwards where it's like, oh, the creative team just didn't work hard enough on this or whatever. I disagree with that. I think that there was ideas here, but there's no fucking way that companies let this slide and, like, everyone on the team had to be fully aware that this was going on, that the AI was not intelligent. There's no way or they never tested their own game, which doesn't...
Okay, I'm going to say we can't really speculate about what's going on with the company. Like, internally, like, we have no idea what they're doing there, but clearly they were aware.
Yeah.
Like, you
They
can't
had to
you
be.
can't release this stuff. Oh, I was gonna say something else, and not be aware that this is, like, a problem. Like, oh yeah, okay, the frame rate thing, maybe, like, that could possibly slide with people.
you know, that was
Everything
like,
else.
like
Right, and
And it's-
Jedi Survivor is... I'm literally
like 30
rating it a
FPS.
9 to 9.5, and it can run at 60 FPS, but if you want it on a different mode, it runs at 30, and then it's like quality of life, it just keeps up a little bit better. But, like, that's something I'm like, okay, this is still a 9.5 out of, like, for me, out of 10.
so
60 FPS on consoles is not always necessary.
So it's kind of getting into we do have an outline for a script, but, like, our second idea for this was, what does this say about companies and consumers as a whole?
We can just touch on that, yeah.
I do really want to say that this isn't necessarily only the fault of the developer or the publisher, because you can have a shitty game, straight up. It doesn't mean Bethesda's perfect. That's fine. They can still release banger and banger. Yeah. It is the people expecting it to be perfect. That's the problem. Because the thing is, yeah, sure, I can promise the moon and deliver, I don't know, a bag of dog shit, and that's fine if I'm an indie developer. But if it's Bethesda, they're putting on way too much pressure for that. This can be a shitty game. I'm saying that a producer or a publisher doesn't have to have banger after banger after banger.
I think... So I do agree, and I also disagree a little bit with the aspect, because I've had conversations with some of my buddies about this. Stuff like Battlefield 2042, and the fact that EA didn't release Star Wars Battlefront 3. Like, they canceled that project, they were working on it, and then they canceled it, and people were, like, pissed. But then you look back on it, and it's like, you guys treated EA like the worst company in the world. Like, they only are greedy. They only go after money. And so they were like, well, fine. We won't make this project that's costing us money. Screw you guys. And then went off and did other things.
Which is also not a good way to respond.
And I get that. But, like, it also shows that, like, right now, and that's where I agree with you, is, like, consumers and just customers and just people who play games are on an aspect that games have to be perfect. I do disagree, though, in the aspect that companies should be allowed to, like, release a game like that, or like this, because, or, like, it should be kind of waived a little bit. I don't think that's necessarily what you were saying.
Yeah.
But, because it's like, what was the game that released recently? There was a developer that basically came out and said, like, we're cooking. Like, you can't speed up our stuff. Like, stop asking. We're not gonna speed anything up. We're gonna release this when it's ready. And it's like, sure, that may cost you guys money, or may cost the company money, but then now we're looking... Hey, Siri, off. Sorry about that, guys. We're looking at, like, what's it called? Aiden. We're looking at Redfall.
We're looking at Aiden.
Yeah, we're looking at Aiden.
We are all looking at Aiden.
Looking at Redfall and then going into, like, Starfield, which is a game I'm super hyped for, but now has slowly gone a little bit back because it's made by Bethesda, and, like, what if they're not going to deliver? What if the game's going to be empty? What if the AI is not going to be smart? And, like, that's questions that arise from you putting out, like, a game publishing, is now you have all these questions that are added up against you. And I just, like, I don't know if there's a viable switch for
that.
Yeah, go ahead.
I do want to preface really quick. Bethesda, with the thing with, like, Starfield, is that it's actually straight up Bethesda developing Starfield. Bethesda just published.
Just published this one.
Yeah, they just
and
published
that is a
Redfall.
big thing.
Bethesda just published Redfall, and Bethesda
Arcane has a good track record.
I know, that's what I'm about to get into that. Bethesda published Redfall. Bethesda published Tokyo Ghostwire, but Ghostwire Tokyo. But Bethesda actually is developing Starfield, and that's a key difference, as well as Arcane. It's a risk reward factor system here. Bethesda took a risk to choose to publish Redfall from Arcane Studios, and the risk. It's like any sort of loan for, like, a bank and a mortgage and stuff. Like, the risk was Arcane Studios' track record. And their track record is Dishonored, Dishonored 2, Prey, Wolfenstein Youngblood, and Cyberpilot, and Deathloop. Like, that's a pretty damn good track record. So,
I just don't understand. Like, this is something that's breaking my brain. How did they let it happen? Like,
I think I wonder also, and I guess this is also speculation, Xbox was a big header in, like, pushing, like, the developer direct made it clear, this is happening May 2nd, this is releasing May 2nd, just so you guys know, like, kind of thing. And, like, Xbox was very, like, oh, come look at the studio that's working on Redfall, blah, 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 versus, like, something that Hi-Fi Rush, that got a crap ton of time, and then they released it the day of, because they were like, we can do this. We still can do this. And I wonder if, like, again, speculation, it's like, I wonder if the company was at a point where they were like, I mean, we could.
You know, it's kind of funny.
We don't want to.
Hi-Fi Rush flopped.
Initially, yeah.
No. It flopped, period.
It's still doing pretty well,
because
though.
it went straight to Game Pass. The company made very little money off of it.
They still make a crap ton of money off Game Pass.
That's the thing. Some companies don't care about money. And I think that is something...
Hi-Fi Rush was ridiculously popular and
had,
like...
like 10 out of 10 on Steam.
Yeah, no, it is technically a flop because of the straight to Game Pass, because they get less of the money than
I disagree. I don't think it flopped in any way, shape, or form.
They get paid.
Money does Xbox not equate... Them. Yeah, money does not equate to how good a game is.
Yeah. Tango Gameworks released Hi-Fi Rush, as well as Ghostwire Tokyo.
Oh, shit.
I did not realize that. They're the developer for both of those.
Wait a minute. Hi-Fi Rush is a rhythm-based action game developed by Tango Gameworks and published by Bethesda Softworks.
Oh my god, it's almost like they can release good things.
But see, that's the thing.
That's so weird, though, is that how does a public... Like, you publish Hi-Fi Rush, and then you... Like, were they not monitoring Redfall? Is that what was happening? And then Redfall just squeezed through the cracks? Like, but also
I mean,
this
that
game
happens.
was like
but it was hyped
4
as
years
shit.
in the making, hyped. Like,
well, I mean, so was Scorn. Scorn was 13 years in the making, and we kind of saw how that turned out.
Yeah, and Scorn was a big poopy doo-doo.
I think
Scorn was alright. It was just fucked up.
I think that the consumer base has a bigger influence than the consumer base realizes it has.
No, I agree.
Because we're in a weird area now where AAA studios and like dev studios as well as publishing studios have been going back and forth between good releases and bad releases, and I don't think Redfall is going to end up like a No Man's Sky thing where No Man's Sky they shut up for like years and then started releasing stuff. I don't think that's going to happen. I think they're going to fix it up and then like that's going to be about it.
I don't even think it's going to be the Cyberpunk thing where they fix it up in the background and then have some big revival. I think it's just it might get fixed up, or it might go the way of Anthem and just get forgotten.
But yeah, I think it's
That's
like
true.
this weird... We're at this weird period, to finish up my thought, where the consumer is expecting the perfect game with zero bugs. Generally. Like, I'm not saying that Star Wars had zero bugs, because did it have a few?
Oh, on day one, it had a pretty bad, like, game crash consistently. It was like, actually, I think it crashed for me day one, or day two, like 3 or 4 times.
So, game crash consistently, but no real, like, substantial things. Like, the world wasn't totally empty.
Oh, no, there was definitely polish to... It was... Like, bugs and stuff like that are a repercussion of a bunch of people consistently trying new things.
Yeah.
Because as a team, as a company, you can play your game, but you can't play your game in how every single person who's going to touch the controller will play the game.
Which is what beta
it's
people are for.
The
Right.
1,000 monkeys, if you put them all on typewriters, they'll write Hamlet.
So-
If you put 100,000 gamers in a game, they will find that one game-breaking bug.
Yeah.
It's that one thing as well, though, that it is a mix between the gamer base as a whole is highly critiquing these games.
Yeah.
Like, in the past, like, if someone or like a new author released a book and it wasn't a banger, people would be like, it's just not great. But with games, it's kind of like, oh, this publishing company released this. This is what's wrong. This is what's wrong. This is what's wrong. This is what's wrong.
It's the instantaneous aspect of harsh critique on social media.
And disapproval.
And disapproval. And it's like this, there's this weird, like, toxicity about the way people receive stuff nowadays.
And
it's like, you receive a game that has, like, no polish and stuff, and I don't know, it's almost like the what's the game developer company? Arcane or whatever.
Arcane Austin.
Yeah,
Arcane Austin.
Yeah.
It's almost like Arcane Austin and Bethesda kind of are expecting this. They were expecting to receive harsh backlash from this.
Now, this is one thing as well.
And they still released it at $70. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, this is another thing.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
It does not matter how
That's a different
shitty
story.
the game is. They're still making money off the game. So if they can keep releasing shitty games in between really good games, they can release shitty game, good game, shitty game, good game. They're going to be making more money on average than if they were to release good game, wait a bit, good game, wait a bit, good game, wait a bit. So they're kind of trying to fill it in because it doesn't matter if they release good things or bad things. People are still going to buy it. Same thing with Nintendo. Nintendo doesn't change its prices from $60 ever. Like, well, barely ever. But like, for games that have been released in the past like 6 years or so, still $60.
And another thing with Nintendo, incredibly tight restrictions on stuff like that.
And see, that's the thing, because they are just like, people are still going to buy it. It does not matter if it's old, people are still going to buy it.
Ooh, that's an interesting Nintendo. That was the thing that correlated back into the Xbox CEO talking and kind of confronting what happened and the repercussions that happened after Redfall's release. It was a show. It was kind of a show of just like how like Nintendo and companies like PlayStation and Sony are very like, what was the game? like Pokemon. Pokemon never got fully addressed, did it? Of having like really bad stuff.
To be honest, it was nowhere near as bad bugs as like fucking 2042 or Cyberpunk. Like nothing game breaking. It's Nintendo. Everything is playable.
Yeah.
Keyword is
I
doesn't
don't know.
matter if Breath of the Wild has a memory leak. It's playable.
Well, there are things like Arceus is definitely not one of the best Pokemon games ever. Same with Sword and Shield. Not one of the best. It's still $60. They're just trying to make money off of this. I mean, at the end of the day, they are companies living in a capitalistic world. They're trying to just pump out product.
Which is also the thing, I think, we look at, like, Jedi Survivor and how Tears of the Kingdom looks, at least now. Like, these two games look like they're going to have polish, and people worked on it, and this was important. And I don't know where Redfall...
I don't know. It just must have slipped through. That, honestly, at the end of the day, it must have slipped through. But there are things that, like, we as people would improve upon as gamers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
And I think that
This leads us.
to our second topic.
So our second topic for today is going to
Part
be...
two.
we got right into it. Is... I brought this up. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. Can I have that?
No. You know what? Now I'm going to have to edit this out. You shitter.
Sorry. Apologies, guys.
I'm going to make him do it, actually. Because then he can also... Because he'll have a realization like he did the multiplayer one.
No, this week I actually don't have much to do. I just have Monday classes and then that's it. Because all my files are next week.
Good.
I'll be editing one video.
2.
One.
Maybe 3.
I'm gonna just kidding.
But yeah, so our second topic, I brought it up with the guys. I thought it was interesting. It kind of just pops in my head. If all of us could make a game, like just literally any game possible, what game would that be and what? Or like, what game would that be and why?
Can I start?
David, your game's on
I
the
call
shelf
second. I
over
call second.
there.
I call second.
I was going to make the goddamn joke.
I'll start with...
I have my own joke.
It's Ready Player One.
Let's get it out of the way. This is my favorite game. Like, yeah.
So what is it, David?
Sorry.
Honestly,
we just
though,
need-
to get into something like, I talked about this a little bit earlier. I honestly think the best game is a game that has trouble being defined as a game. For example, the Oasis. If the Oasis could ever be created...
Oh my god, yes.
If the Oasis could ever be created, that would be the best game ever made. But then you get into what is a game.
I would say that's a gaming system, though, wouldn't it be?
But, like, in and of itself, you hop on it, and it's, like, just
I guess,
one
yeah,
game.
like a server.
So
Oh, because it's all the hunt.
No,
Yeah.
I know,
We
I
can
know.
include any auxiliary, like, system requirements for said game.
Your game is going to be a joke, mister. I already know.
Yes, it's going to be a joke. It's obvious, guys. Come on. The number one game I need is not a game at all. It's a Redfall $50 DLC where it's just a reskin of the enemies. All of them Morbius. All of them. That's it. That's all it is.
I don't know how we circled back to this. I don't know how we... Okay. So...
Guys, it'll make $50 more billion, trust me.
Dude, everyone will buy it.
Everyone will buy it.
Dude,
we need a
and then-
Redfall 2, but just call it Morbius
Like a
2.
15...
I feel-
But so, yeah, no.
How hungry?
To get your actual game, Leighton, or I'll move into myself, or maybe Aiden.
Actually, you guys go first. I need to
Okay.
think of what mine would be.
Personally, I could go between a lot. Skull and Bone, but the most perfect Skull and Bone ever. Like a first-person Sea of Thieves.
What
Or
if,
wait, no, that already
Here,
exists. A real-life Sea of Thieves.
Let me-
Wait, no.
Let me help you out here.
Shut up.
Microsoft Flight Simulator, but it's a pirate game.
Huh?
So the whole world mapped, but it's a pirate game.
Okay, that would get real time. We need boosters on the back of our pirate ship, dog, because I'm not sitting 24 hours to reach Europe. Okay.
What do you mean Skull and Bones? What do you mean?
Do not turn that towards the camera. Oh
What
my
do you
god.
mean?
Skull and wait.
Guys,
Ethan.
don't look up Skull and Bones on the internet. It's the worst thing I've ever done.
It's called Skull-
David.
No, it is. It literally is.
David, what did
You
you
had
look
the
up?
right thing. But not the thing on the left, the thing on the right.
What did you...
I don't know why.
I looked up Skull and Bone, and that's all it was.
Did you know that Google personalizes... Guys, did you know that Google personalizes your search results based on your previous history?
No, even without the S, it still comes up with the game. What came up?
I don't know what happened. I don't know how it happened, but there was a specific image of a brand that came onto, and I can't defend myself.
Anyways.
Did you know that Google search history bases your results?
Oh my god, shut up. But to honestly go from a serious thing, Skull and Bone, real life, real people, listen. Skull and Bones, sorry, we need the S.
Skull and Bone? Interesting.
You really don't. I looked up Skull and Bone, and it still came up with the game. It's just him.
That's why I said. That's why I said. His Google search history influences results.
Yeah,
It comes up again. It's sponsored. It's sponsored.
Tried and true, guys. Test the knowledge right there.
Oh my god. Anyways, Skull and Bone, real life, but also what's it called? I want Eclipse. Have you guys heard of Eclipse yet? It's gonna be a GTA Star Wars, sort of. So like a huge server, a bunch of people, but you can be whoever you want, do whatever you want, and it's Star Wars. It's coming out like 2026, 2027.
Oh, it's a board game.
Let's pause for a moment.
something I need. This is something I need. Valve, can you make Portal in VR?
You read my damn mind! You
actually-
seriously read my fucking mind.
Actually.
Dude, I would. That would be legitimately the best game I think I've ever played. Like,
Yes.
I'm gonna keep it 100%.
Legitimately, I don't care how much money it is. I
As
don't
it-
care how much the system is. I want Portal in VR.
As it stands right now, Portal 2 is one of my favorite games of all time, and that was released, 10 years ago? 10 plus years ago?
It is over a decade ago.
Like,
Well over.
seriously, one of the best games ever made. If they made something like that in VR, holy shit.
They've made Portal with RTX. They've made Half-Life Alyx. Come on, Valve. Come on. Make it happen.
What do you think? Yeah, it seems like you're contemplating, Leighton.
I don't know what my
You
perfect game would
literally
be.
read my fucking mind.
What
Like, that was literally what my answer was going to be.
like what satisfies all the points for me? I don't know. Like how about a VR Star Wars Dark Souls game?
A
want-
VR Star.
You want Dark Souls,
You wanna
but it's
just,
your
like,
body?
Yeah. I want a VR experience where when the lightsaber like slashes my body, I feel the burn.
Yeah, it makes me really excited. Sorry,
wait. No, but like I don't know. I want to feel that. I want to feel that challenge. I guess I want to like be there in the moment and be like, okay, let's get good at this. Let's get really good at actually like. I want a VR game that teaches me how to like do the shit that well, hold on. I want a VR game that teaches me how to do the shit that the fucking actor for Anakin does. Like those guys.
Hayden Christensen.
Yeah, Hayden Christensen and the actor for Obi-Wan and all the like swordplay and stuff that they actually did in the movies, like in the like cutscenes and stuff. I want a game that teaches me that, how to do that.
It would get Souls players up and moving. The next
Dude, that's fast.
No. That would just make them stink more. Like, that's...
Oh my god. You know what
it's
we
a curve.
released?
It's
We
a
released
curve.
Elden Ring, but VR, but you cannot sit down. You can only play it standing, because you can play sit down VR.
Okay,
No, you can't sit down. You have to actually
VR.
move.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like the Oasis, but it's Dark Souls. Like any sort of Dark Souls.
The
themed-
Oasis, but it's only Dark Souls games.
No, but it's
and
only
you
like
only
themed.
lose.
It's Dark Souls-esque. The Oasis, and it's like different themes. Like I want Edo Japan Dark Souls, but it's the Oasis. I want Star Wars, but it's the Oasis Dark Souls. I want that's what I want.
You know,
I want a damn challenge. I want to be able to do fucking bullet time shit with a katana, but like it's me and like kick fucking
you
ass.
would get shot. That's like you can't.
Leighton, what makes video
Brother.
games fantastic is the fact that this is stuff you can't do in real life.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I want bullet time, but like then they just fire at real time and you can't get there, dog.
No, but like, yeah.
No, I get what you're saying though.
No, you don't.
I do. I was just making fun
They
of you.
do have bullet time. It's super hot VR.
I do understand.
Oh, okay, yeah. Now
No, I get it. I was just
fuck
fucking with
you.
We're just messing with you.
They do.
But-
They already have bullet time in super hot VR.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
He's
cool.
referring to
I'm
more so like
referring to-
Katana Zero.
Yeah. Like that.
Oh, have you guys played
wanna
the
fucking kick ass
Jurassic
in that.
Park VR game?
Ark?
The Jurassic Park
Oh.
VR game.
Nah,
I
I
don't
don't want to play Ark and
Dude,
VR. It's
dude.
already bad enough.
It is like it causes you to have to like crouch in spaces while like raptors are coming after you and stuff. It's fucking awesome. It's a great experience.
Something
but it also is tiring.
I really genuinely do want a holistic VR experience. Like I want to have one of those like, Ready Player One like pads where you can just run on it, and like it'll feel like you're actually running, but you're just staying stationary.
They have those.
I know they
But
do.
they're
But
like-
They suck.
yeah, they're not good,
very
and they're
expensive.
extremely expensive.
Yeah.
But like, I want to have an experience like that where I can like feel like I'm in the world. Or honestly, I'm gonna keep it fully real. Nerve Gear came out right now. I totally get that shit. Like,
Yeah, no.
Just give me Sword Art Online. I'm good.
I get to live in a video game and I don't have to do my homework or finals? Sign me up!
Bro
That
sounded
was
like-
the most
yeah.
That's the most Discord gamer.
I
no,
know you ain't
bro,
gonna
I
do
that
100%
shit,
agree.
that shit happen. That thing is printed on a T-shirt at Walmart. I swear to God. Like,
Wait, what? What?
you're telling me there's a game where I like if I could live in a video game and I wouldn't have to do my homework or finals? Shit is definitely printed on a Walmart T-shirt, dude.
True.
Rough. Outside of VR though, I don't know any experiences Zelda games for life that are just perfect. I don't know. Like,
So, what about a Zelda game in VR? Would you think that would be good?
We already almost have that with Skyward Sword. You just be in the perspective of Link, which I think would be a little weird.
Guys, I've got
that
it.
would be kind of cool though, because the whole thing of Skyward Sword is that you have one hand which is the shield, and then the other hand which is the sword, and you're like actually using them. So you could technically do that in VR.
Guys,
just like
I've
that'd
got
be
it. I've got it.
What
I've
is
got
it?
The number one thing, like period. A Team Fortress 2 update.
Where it makes it so that you
I don't know
can't
if
like
that's
say
possible,
slurs
dog.
and
I
stuff
don't
like
know
that.
if that's
I know you have every resource
I don't-
available, period, in the world. Like
Yeah.
more, like enough to make a damn Dyson sphere. But I can't give you a Team Fortress 2 update.
Yeah,
sorry.
no, I don't think that will work. I'm gonna have to decline that one.
Speaking of Dyson spheres, let's create an entire sphere that encompasses the planet so that it blocks out the sun.
True.
like
Redfall.
Or better yet, why don't we just create a giant plastic sphere that encompasses the planet, and there's this one little like thing that you can Spaceballs is what I'm saying. I'm saying let's make Spaceballs reality.
You want me? Okay.
Spaceballs a reality.
Are you gonna comb?
Hey,
the
guys,
doors?
can we-
Spaceballs, the
Wait.
reality.
I gotta
Yes.
look
Okay, so honestly though, I'm trying to think. Because yes, the Oasis would be the perfect game. Just in my
because
opinion,
it is
straight up.
everything in
Because
VR.
it is everything in VR, which is, in some ways that doesn't make it necessarily better. That doesn't make it necessarily better. But
Sorry.
I will say though too that sorry, I got distracted because someone in the comments said something about furries and I
know we're not supposed to interact with chat, but I just wanted to. You can do all these things on VR chat. Moving on.
You can also do the Zelda thing in Blades and Sorcery.
But I
So-
do want to say some video game experiences are 100% better not in VR.
Yes.
Diablo 3 for example. Perfect for what it is in my opinion. Like another example of that is like World of Warcraft. That like these types of games, like MMORPGs, so what we talked about a while ago. I don't think unless they were made to be specifically in the most like expansive open world environment ever, in VR, it will always be better on a computer.
Yeah,
Okay.
you could not get like Destiny players, for example, to play in VR.
So maybe we should let's take that into a subtopic. What would be the most? What would be your wanted feasible game? Not one that's like crazy like the Oasis, like
No.
that kind of thing. Like I'm talking like feasible, like could totally happen.
I'm serious. Portal VR, like that's
Portal
100% for me. But
I think
Emmy
mine
did
would
mention
be.
Portal Stories VR is a real thing.
I saw that. Yeah.
I think mine would probably be just Eclipse, which is that GTA feel Star Wars game. The aspects of GTA I'm talking about is just like the free roam. You can do whatever you want, whenever you want.
Go be a Sith Lord.
Like go to Coruscant, buy a house,
Blow up a bank.
blow up. I don't know.
Can I just play GTA
So
in VR?
But
truthfully, sorry.
no,
cut you off.
I had a second topic short of that will go off this.
Okay, yeah. Then I'll jump ahead really quick. The perfect game, I mean, psychologically, is a game that introduces new content, so you don't get bored of it, and you're not playing it habitually. So a lot of games people play, especially something like Fortnite, Destiny, or something, you play it not because you enjoy it, but because it's a habit. You're not getting the same feelings you did initially. This makes it difficult when you have games like Fortnite and Destiny and stuff. They have to constantly release new stuff because it's going to get boring and habitual otherwise.
Dude, I'm just saying. ODM gear, lightsaber, Anakin Skywalker. It's pretty much the perfect game right now.
That is also the concept of
Sorry.
like I do love that aspect that Fortnite has survived because
It's introducing new content.
it's always has been, and a lot of people literally like go back to I wish we was just the first season and everything was the
No.
same. It's like okay,
First season was
we'd go all the way back to the first season with all of the skill that everyone has now. That would be awful. It would be congested. It would just you have to be introducing new things that are switching it up on those experienced players so that you have a chance.
Yeah, I mean, what I was gonna say is that's probably why I'm gonna say something that's going to get hate from a couple of people. It's probably why I enjoy Roblox so much. I know.
No hate from me.
No, I mean, I know hate from me.
Literally,
It's the same thing with Minecraft.
yeah, no, it's Roblox. I know. The problem is that there's so much crap in there. There's so much.
It's because
There's so
it's
much
a-
junk.
There's
it's
so
a
much
game
yeah.
creator.
It's a public game engine that has its own website to then post the games
I know,
on.
but in doing that, it opens up so many avenues for others to create stuff, and then you can find things that you end up like new experiences that you can end up enjoying because it's someone news is. I can't speak right now.
that's fair.
Somebody different perspective on something like you get somebody else's creative thought process and you get to play that, and it's new. It's just an engine where people can come and create things.
I think something as well is creating the perfect video game is so impossible.
Yeah, no, it's impossible.
It legitimately is impossible.
I have a thing to go off that, and this will probably be where like this is the last topic we'll talk about, and then we'll wrap up. If you guys had one game that you could go back to and replay without any memories or any knowledge of what happens,
Easy fucking answer.
what would
That's
that be?
a hard answer for me.
That's hard, dude. Actually, I'm thinking it's got to be between two games. Someone else want to take it right now?
Ooh, I actually hold on. I mean, you had the easy answer, Aiden.
My
What is
easy
yours?
answer is One Shot. That game,
Okay, fair.
One Shot. Actually, no, One Shot or Undertale. Those two games.
Undertale's one that I might have gone for. That game really. Oh my lord.
Those games were like my friggin' childhood. I still love One Shot to this day.
I will say, I think I do have my game. Terraria. If I could go back and play Terraria for the first time, I seriously would, because it's not the aspect of like this game has like enticed me and everything. Well, it absolutely does, but like there's so much to learn about it, and you can continually learn, and then you go back and you apply it, and you're like, oh my god, this is really cool, and then you learn a new thing. You beat the fucking game. There are so many different ways you can go from there to beat the game again. And it's not like Minecraft, where it's meant to be a open world sandbox type thing, and it can be, but like it's more so built towards the exploration aspect,
Exploration, boss fights, and like all of the different
and
gear that
upgrading
you
and
can
shit
get,
like that. Yeah, that is honestly the best aspect of Terraria for me, because if I could go back, I probably would with that. And I have so many amazing memories tied to it as well. I think if I had another person to show it with me again, I think that'd be amazing.
That's what I'm going to experience over the summer, because I haven't played Terraria. I've never actually beaten Terraria start to finish.
You need to, dude.
And I'm going to do that with my girlfriend over the summer, and we're going to make a new world, make a new character, start to finish, whole thing.
Damn, dude. That's so sick.
I'm trying to
think. Calamity Mod after.
Because my first answer immediately was Sea of Thieves. Because if I could play that game without any knowledge of the map, any knowledge of the Tall Tales, any knowledge of the updates or anything like that, I think, oh my god, I have spent a solid 25 days in that game of my life, also chunked up, so not absolute crazy, but experiences that I've had with my friends with that game, and it's an easy answer, but then I think of games like Outlast 2, which that's one of my favorite horror games I've ever played, and it still to this day kind of creeps me out, but I played that entire thing by myself after playing it a little bit with Nick and you and Jake, or Elden Ring.
Yeah.
But actually, the interesting thing about Elden Ring is that if I were to take away all memories, I wouldn't know how to play the game. And if I didn't know how to play the game, I would do the exact same thing I did before and shut it off.
Yeah.
Because I only played because you forced me to.
I would, if Elden Ring were that choice, I would rescind it back until just before I was able to beat Margit. Because once you beat Margit and get into Stormvale Castle and have that skill knowledge of, okay, I beat my first real boss.
Yeah.
That's when it opens up.
I would say, for me, if I could go back and play a game fresh, totally memory wiped, never played it before, first time experiencing it, that's a really difficult one because there's a list I could go on with games like that, obviously. I think Skyrim would honestly be...
That's a good one. I think
Skyrim might be the top there because literally Skyrim was the first full experience like that I played. Just throwing myself into something and being okay, there's all this stuff I can do. Skyrim really is, it just set a precedent for gaming. It set a precedent for an experience for somebody new who's never played it before, who's going to enjoy that kind of thing, enjoy the fantasy aspect. Now I have another answer, by the way, for if I could have any game, it'd be a Lord of the Rings game.
Oh no!
Lord of the Rings open world.
I completely... I screwed up. Portal VR would be amazing. I want another Titanfall game. I want a Titanfall 3 that's 3 times the size of Titanfall 2.
Dude, this guy really is a Destiny player because he really just wants the same game.
So you know what's funny?
I want Titanfall.
Is that my second answer from Skyrim? Because literally playing all the way through Skyrim and beating Alduin for the first time was... holy shit. Because then I went back and played it, and there's an entire separate area that I hadn't explored or separate
and then you can go down the magic pathway.
Skyrim is so fun. But my second answer was Destiny. Destiny 1.
Really?
Back from the beginning, year 1 start, Destiny 1 was a really it was a cool experience. It was a new feeling. It was a new idea, a new precedent being set, which was open world-esque space shooter with powers. It was sick. It was really cool. And going back, I would love to re-experience those again for the first time.
It's kind
Skyrim
of
being at number 1.
I just remembered that I Elden Ringed myself in Destiny 1.
How?
I didn't upgrade anything and quit the game after 2 hours.
Yo, seriously.
I don't even think I got through the first mission.
I think that's the only reason...
I got bored.
That's the only reason I wouldn't say a Dark Souls game is something that the only exception to that is Sekiro, because Sekiro is amazing, and the parry system is the only thing that makes me want to go back to it and re-experience it. Dark Souls 3 is amazing, but the time and effort I spent into figuring out what a good character is for this shit too much. But I love Dark Souls. I love Dark Souls 3, but it's not something I would ever want to do that to myself for the first time again.
Also,
horrible.
The more that I'm thinking about it, the more solid I am on my answer of Terraria. Because that shit, still to this day, brimming with content I've never touched or seen before.
You haven't even existed with the Shimmer yet.
No. Trust me. I'm aware.
I had one for you. Twilight Princess.
It's a good game.
Because I remember playing that game, and it correlates with how I play games, achievement hunting and stuff like that. I'd look up... Elden Ring was one of those things where I was looking up stuff on how to do certain... Not beating bosses, but like where things were and stuff to guide my playthrough.
How do you not like Terraria then?
Well, because Terraria feels like too much to me, in a way that, like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, Minecraft got me in the sweet spot, where Minecraft was almost too much for me, which is funny because it's one of the most accessible games ever. Like, it literally almost felt like...
Hey, it's okay.
Okay, listen. It's the concept, and honestly, Minecraft is one of those things where I don't understand past break your first tree, get your first stone pickaxe, get iron, get diamonds, get netherite. That's it. That's all the game has for me. And, like, Terraria, I feel like, is the same thing, where, like, I just don't know what to... I don't even know...
That's the issue. That's the issue, is that you need to start
us.
That's the point.
You have to get into it.
But I have... And
you
like,
haven't
I have to do it
20
myself.
minutes. You do. You do have to do it yourself.
Because that was another thing, is like playing with you guys.
We already know what
I log in 2 minutes later and there's a fucking house built. And I was like, what the hell happened? How did you guys do this? And like,
no,
I guess like...
Please play it yourself.
You have to.
Honestly,
please give it a try.
I enjoy stuff like Minecraft and Terraria more when there's other people.
No, I agree. No, that's the way I learn. It's just certain people... different ways.
I do agree though that Minecraft is a game that I would much rather
play Minecraft with somebody.
Yeah. Because like realms and stuff like that, where like you have a server that's up consistently. And this is for console, just so you guys know. I know there's servers. But the aspect of like everybody hops on, and like I remember our first server. Oh my god, Minecraft is one of those games. Or just like the concept of playing Minecraft with your buddies. Like we made the Avengers Tower. And, like, Dr. Doofenshmirtz's tower, all in survival, but, like, all of us are just talking. Like, those are the nights where, like, I had the most conversation with my friends from home.
Oh, yeah.
And we were just doing stupid shit in Minecraft. And, like, I feel like those memories, like, if I could go back, that would be great. But I don't know, like, any... I don't know a solid choice. I don't know a solid choice.
The more we talk about it, the more I'm pretty... I think my answer is going to be Skyrim, because Skyrim is generally, I should say, good at directing you where you need to go for things. Like some things, obviously you look up like the Crimson Nirnroot stupid BS, but like I didn't need to look up how to do stuff. I would just be like, okay, here's how you attack. Here's how you do these things. Okay, you can upgrade different skills. Blah, 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 blah. But if I went to any new location, I would have something to do. Like, I'd be like, oh, side quest.
Yeah, there's side quests.
I go on the side quest. I go on the next side quest because I have all these things. Yeah, I complete this, but then, okay, let's move down the list.
That, for me, that's like, Skyrim wasn't Skyrim I have memories of, but it is not a high-up game for me because... I don't like that concept. I get really I'm a strategic thinker when it comes to how to play a game. It came with Jedi Survivor. Like Jedi Survivor, their side quests, and this is just a weird, interesting thing. They don't put them in your side quest, like your quest hub. You have to look at the map to see like rumors, and then you just go to the rumor. So it never was on my mind when I open up my quest thing. It's like, oh, it's literally just the main quest. That's it. And I'm like, okay, I'm not doing any side quests because the only thing that's right here is my main quest. Stuff like Skyrim, Breath of the Wild was one of those things where I didn't do a lot. Like I did more side quests because they have just the list. It's like do this, do this, do this, do this, do this.
So I would say that does get tedious and annoying and tiring. And it took me forever to actually finally beat Alduin. But I don't know. It was the experience of just being in that world for the first time and learning a bunch of stuff. And yeah, it was all side quests, and yeah, a lot was a fetch quest or a kill quest or blah 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 blah. And there was a lot there, and it was kind of like a little disorganized at times. But at the same token, like exploring the world and talking to people, if you don't have the idea of okay, I need to do this main quest now and get it done, like the big main quest thing, then it kind of allows you to freely do it yourself. Like, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's just this... That's why I revised my answer to a Lord of the Rings open world. Like, do your own damn thing. Like,
Middle-earth.
Middle-earth open world.
Have you played Shadow of Mordor?
Yeah, I've played Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War. Some of my favorite games of all time. Actually, Shadow of Mordor, I have totally forgotten that this is like on the top tier list for me is Shadow of Mordor, because I think it was my uncle that introduced it to me. But I got it, I played it for a little bit at my uncle's. I was like, damn, this is really cool. And then I was like, okay, it's out. I love Lord of the Rings. I bought it. One of the coolest like bits of like, I don't know, Shadow of Mordor was just...
Shadow of Mordor is the first game, Shadow of War is the second,
yes.
Right?
I
played Shadow of War before I played Mordor.
Shadow of War is a great game, but it just wasn't the same as Shadow of Mordor. Shadow of War was cool, like you could build this whole army and stuff, and you're like, yeah, this really powerful dude, but it didn't feel the same as Shadow of Mordor did. Shadow of Mordor felt like this gritty, like, you're this lone dude who's got all, like, this power. He's obviously not the most powerful person. I mean, he is, like, in the area, except for, like, Sauron.
Mm-hmm.
But you're, like, this lone guy running around in this dark area. Possessed by a dead dude, by a dead elf, who's, like, the one basically keeping you alive and allowing you to go at people, right, and kill them.
Mm-hmm. Goes where I took you.
But yeah, kind of funny. But maybe Shadow of Mordor might be that one that you go back to. It didn't have the same like feel as Skyrim, but it was like dark and gritty, and like you could feel. That was another thing. It's like you could feel powerful, like really powerful against huge hordes of enemies, and just being able to fucking go off on them, like Assassin's Creed 1, where you could just parry everybody's attacks with the switchblades and one hit like assassinate them, and you have this group of like 50 guards and you just mow them all down. Oh, that felt so good in Shadow of Mordor against orcs and stuff. They did that really well. They didn't do that as well in Shadow of War. But God, that's another one I would go back and like redo for the first time. Experiencing that, oh, yes. But yeah.
Sorry, we're reading our script, so, but honestly, just to like finish where we are, I'm gonna go around the table and just kind of shout your game. Aiden, you go first. The game that you would play. Actually, the game that you would play if you could, like that first topic.
The first topic,
and then our relive topic.
So,
and just straight off the bat, because we
do
have to wrap up soon.
I'm gonna Portal VR, and like a serious Portal VR, like from Valve, Half-Life Alyx level Portal VR.
Mm-hmm.
If we're talking like I'd like an omnidirectional treadmill on that. Slide that in there.
Just quick slide, and then
my relive. I'm gonna say one shot.
All right, David.
I'm gonna go for the same thing. I'm gonna say Portal 2 VR. I mean, omnidirectional treadmill. Full on. Full on haptic suit. That would be great.
An Easter egg hunt, if you could.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. But in all seriousness, yes, Portal VR would be amazing. And a game I'd like to revisit, Terraria, Minecraft, or Undertale. Just give those a chance if you guys haven't seen it yet. So,
I'll go me, and then we'll actually you go first.
Okay, yeah, host finish. Game I would want if I could have any. I'm going to revise my answer from the original one because it wasn't very defined. My first answer, I want a GTA-esque Middle Earth Lord of the Rings game.
Okay.
I want Middle Earth where I can ride up on my...
I want Middle Earth where I can, like, ride up on my Drake and, like, fucking burn down a village of hobbits.
Oh my god.
Kidding.
He's not joking. If that were the game, he'd be so happy.
No, if I could whip on the freaking One Ring and just, like, mow down groups of, like...
People would...
people?
You know what? People, like...
Going to Rivendell and just...
Some fucking scientist is going to take this and be like, so this is a reason why video games are causing violence in our children. This is literally going to get clipped.
So yeah, GTA Middle Earth. That's what I want. If I could relive a game... it is a split between Shadow of Mordor and Skyrim.
Right.
Those are the top.
My games, if I could have one, the Star Wars Eclipse game that hopefully will be coming up 2026, GTA style, very cool. I want to be like a bounty hunter Sith.
And I will be the Jedi running away from you.
Yeah. And then a game that I could relive, there's so many, I would think probably, I say relive as in like literally go back to the first instance. Like me, myself now, go back and just experience myself as a child playing, or like me younger playing with my friend Nick, Sea of Thieves. That'd be probably my vote. Because I have so many memories with that. There's so many other games too.
Ethan's wish. Let's go back. Me, a child, Sea of Thieves. Nick, as he is now. Nick, adult.
He acts like a kid, so there's that.
Yeah, no. There's
but
no
yeah,
difference.
that is going to be our show, folks. We talked. It was a really fun episode, and I'm glad you guys all joined us, the people in the chat, and I hope you are watching or listening a week after. Not a week after.
Yeah.
This is going to be up. Actually, we're probably going to be pumping out a lot of videos in this next week or 2 weeks, so just look out for it. This one will probably go up. Well, maybe we save them. I don't. We'll figure that out. We'll try to keep you guys updated.
If you haven't yet, please go check out the most recent video that came up, our multiplayer episode. That one should have come out a while ago, but don't worry about it. Just visit the game. Visit the video. It's funny. Spotify, YouTube.
I think that's it, folks. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.